Alright, here we go. I couldn't even get the camera turned on. I ain't even have it plugged in. Alright, what's going on, y'all? So we gonna go ahead and get started. This one we're gonna be talking about a mixture of stuff. Of course, we're going to be talking about, stocks and all of that. But you also have to talk about the cost of doing nothing, right? So you ask for it. Now, what are you gonna do with it? A lot of times we ask for things, and when the opportunity is presented to us, we don't take advantage. All right. So the stock market is kind of like, think of an instance of something. If I was to tell you that you would be a billionaire in 10 years, right? But I'm not going to tell you how you're going to get there. You don't know what's going to happen. You could lose friends along the way. You could be a millionaire and go broke again. You could almost be at a billion and go back down to 1 million again. Like, if I told you that you was going to be at a certain spot, but I didn't tell you how you was going to get there, you are going to face bumps in the road, right? Although you know what's going to happen, the things that deter you are the bumps in the road, and it's going to mess up your mental from the long-term view of what you know will happen. Okay? Now, why am I saying this? I am saying this because the stock market is meant to go up over time, right? The stock market is meant to go up over time. It is meant to give you money. It's meant to give you returns, okay? You have to have your money inside of assets. Money sitting still is money lost, right? And that is due to things such as inflation, okay? So putting your money into assets is almost is the foolproof way of getting money, but you have to compound it. You have to continuously do that, right? Now, I've been doing this now since 2019, right? And the last big dip, 22 gave us a nice dip, but the COVID dip was something serious, right? And it recovered and went to new highs. And then you seen people who say, "Oh man, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. I wish I would have bought this. I wish I would have bought that." But I was scared. All right. The stock market is amazing at pushing two emotions that are super strong in humans: fear and greed. The stock market knows how to put it such a way with the news and with headlines and with the moving your money up and down. They know how to manipulate the stocks in such a way that is going to cause you maximum fear and maximum greed. And the thing about stocks, you can never get too much on one side. You can never get too fearful. You can never get too greedy. You gotta always try to stay right there in the middle, right? But you have to understand when you have opportunities in front of you, okay? Now, am I saying that everything in the stock market is just you need to buy, you need to buy, you need to buy? No, because, when you look at the grand scheme of things, some things have fallen a lot more than others, right? So something such as Tesla has fallen, well, at one point in time it was down over 50%, getting close to 60% from the highs. It has rebounded quite a bit right now. Then again, you have something like SPY, which measures the entire market. It had came down right at 10%, right? So a bear market truly is when you drop down about 20%, right? So we have stocks like Google, Amazon, things of that nature who are down 15 plus percent. But think about if we go into a true bear market, how much will those stocks really be down? Because think of the amount of steep selling pressure that we've had in the past few weeks. All these stocks have fallen. We haven't even been falling for a whole month yet, if that, right? If we've been falling for a whole month, then we're getting right to a month, okay? So the stock market is amazing at making you too fearful or too greedy, but you know that it's meant to go up, all right? So what does that mean? That means you need to buy the dip, okay? Could the dip keep dipping? Yes, it could. So you don't go all in at once. You want to have levels and places that, okay, If the stock gets to here, I want to buy more here. If it gets here, I want to buy more here. If it gets here, I want to buy more here. And I will show you guys an example of a stock that I am doing just like that right now, that I am, taking investment in over the next few years. All right. So always understand the stock market is meant to go up. Does that mean that every stock is going to go up? No, you still have to understand when to get in, how to get in. You want to buy on the dips. These are the times that you want to buy. This is literally what you asked for. You said, if it comes down again, I am going to do this. But have you done it yet? That's the question. Have you done it yet? All right. Now, everything is not guaranteed to come back, and everything is not guaranteed to keep dipping. We don't know what's going to happen, right? But what I can tell you is that one day the stock market is going to be back all-time highs, and a lot of these stocks that have dipped, the good companies, are going to be back at all-time highs again as well. Okay? That's just how it goes. All right? So you have a lot of stocks that are down quite a bit. We're going to get into the charts. But I wanted to mention that first because you asked for this. So don't let the opportunity pass you by, because I guarantee you might not get another chance until maybe 4 or 5 years, right? Whenever this ends, right? We don't know how long that the Trump tariff war is gonna end. We don't know. We don't know how long that's gonna take, right? It could be another month. It could be another 5 months. Could be another 6 months. Could be the rest of the year. We don't know, right? But you have to take advantage of it because you know what is going to happen in the long term. They've already came out and told you they have a Bitcoin reserve, right? So you have Bitcoin stocks, or stocks that correlate with Bitcoin very heavily. They told you that they want to be the number one place in the world for AI. So you already know the stocks that deal with AI, Nvidia, AMD, Oracle has something to do with AVGO. You know that those stocks that are on a dip right now. Everybody loved Nvidia at 150. Everybody was asking, should I buy? Should I buy at 150? But at 107, 108, nobody wants to buy it. Last year during the summer, everybody was saying, "Oh, AMD, should I buy it at 200? Should I buy it at 200?" It's $99 now. Nobody wants it. Everybody wanted AVGO at 250. Nobody wants it at 180. You got to make it make sense, all right? So let's get into some charts, man. I had to say that first. Do not be scared, okay? Do not be afraid. One day, it is going to come back, and you will be at all-time highs again. And I don't want you guys to be the people that say, "Oh, I wish." Take action, all right? Don't let another "I wish" come from you, okay? So let's talk about SPY a little bit here. So SPY, we are under the 200 MA, all right? So we are a pretty good bit below it. 200 MA is around 570. We closed at 558 today, okay? So we are below 30, or right at 30 on the RSI for SPY. Let's see the last time that SPY was underneath the 200 MA. The last time it was really getting some closes below here is October of 2023, okay? So all you know what was breaking loose at this point when it was falling below the 200 MA. But what happened? SPY went on to rally, and it really hasn't stopped since then, okay? Now, I want you guys to take a look at this just to further show you guys something here. This is a 1 month chart. This is a 1 month chart for SPY, okay? Now, this chart just goes back to 1993. I want you to tell me a time that the dip has never been bought. You can't tell me the time. All right, it's meant to go up. Does that mean it's going to go up every day? No. Does it mean it's going to be positive every year? No. But at some point in time, you will be back at all-time highs again. You have to realize, I'm a huge believer in following behind what people that have already done. Follow behind what they did. Success leaves blueprints. When you take a look at the top 10 richest people on earth, they have 3 things in common: stocks, business, real estate. Stocks, business, real estate. Okay? I don't know if you guys remember, but a few years ago, Elon Musk was in some pretty heated talks with his own company, Tesla, because he was fighting for more stock ownership, fighting for more stocks inside of the company, right? He wasn't fighting for a higher salary, he was fighting for more stocks. Why was he doing that? Because stocks, business, real estate, those are the three ways to make money. Okay, you have to put your money inside of assets. All right. Now, how did Elon Musk become the richest man in the world? Is he still the richest man in the world after the stock has dropped 50%? I'm not sure. You gotta see the update. But how did he become the richest man in the world? Stocks. That's how. If you take away all of his stocks from his net worth, he might not even be in top 10. I don't know. I don't know how much he makes from business, but if it wasn't for the stock, he wouldn't be where he is for sure. Let's take a look at SPY, man. Let's see what the charts say. So the charts say, as of right now, we've been chopping for 2 days, which is a good thing, right? Let me tell you why this is a good thing. This is a good thing because at least for right now, it looks like the selling pressure has eased just a little bit, right? We only got a couple days of data as far as chop, but it's better than keeping falling. It's better than falling right now. Okay, I'll take the chop other than falling. Right now, as of right now, SPY has two levels that it has to break. It's only 2 levels that matter right now, y'all. Okay, so that is 565 and 552. All right, write this down: 565 and 552. Take a look at my chart right here. Look at this box for SPY. Until we break out of this box, the market will be choppy. Okay? If we break out of the box up here, look for us to come back and retest inside of you probably get to 570. All right? And we got to see what we do at 570, because 570, like we just talked about right here, would be the retest of the 200 MA. Now, what is going to happen there? We got to see. But write this down once again: 552, 565. Anything in between is going to be chop. Yes, could you get a move up and down? Yes. But the next good move won't come until you get below here or above here. It's only 2 levels that matter on SPY right now. All right. Now, let's start to look at some more stocks here. Let's talk about QQQ. Looks pretty much the same here, below the 200 MA. When was the last time that it was really kind of holding below the 200? March 2023. All right, so this was a time where it's kind of holding below here. All right, so we are there again, pretty much in a spot that we haven't been in a couple years. It's 2025. Last time this happened was 2023. I would take my chances. Could this go lower? Yes. What happens if it goes lower, RJ? You said to buy the dip on stuff. What happens if it goes lower? You buy it more. All right, the same thing that they've been doing since the stock market has been made. You keep doing that until this stops working. Keep doing it, okay? But you buy the dip on good companies. You don't go buy your favorite penny stock that has fallen from $10 all the way back down to $3. This is not the time to buy stuff like that, right? Because let me tell you something. When there's uncertainty in the market, the first things to get killed is speculation. Speculation stocks would be the first things to get killed. Take a notice of all the stocks that are like very speculative, like what's one good one? SoundHound or BBAI. What's another one? SoundHound, BBAI. I can really just think of those 2 right now. But notice that they've gotten killed, right? So look at SoundHound. It actually is a nice setup, but has went from 23 to 9. Huge drop. All right? Stuff like that is happening because speculative things will be the first ones to go. All right? Now, let's start looking at some individual stocks. PLTR. What do we have here? I don't know if you guys have been tuned in for a while, but if you were tuned in for a while, you know we made some money on PLTR. About 2 weeks ago at this point, 2 weeks ago, off of this third touch. Now, what you got to see here is that PLTR broke this daily trend line, but as of right now, it pushed back above. Okay, so this is either going to be a really nice uptrend if the market can start to trend upward again, or if we start to trend downward, this is going to be a rejection. All right, and it's going to look like this right here. This is exactly what it's going to look like. And if it rejects, you possibly should look for puts. It will look something like that to take it lower. All right, it will eventually come down more, but you may get a pop, right? So this thing has sold off from 125 down to 75. That's a $50 drop, right? So that's a pretty nice drop right there. So PLTR is fighting at the trend line. We got to see what it does. All right, let's see what else we got. Nvidia, probably the safest stock on the market. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nvidia, you loved it at 150, but you scared of it at 105. You scared of it at 115. You getting a discount. Can it go lower? Yes, I would love for it to go lower. I personally want it to come down here. I want to catch Nvidia in the low 90s. All right, so yes, I do already have shares of Nvidia, but if I could catch it down here, I'm just gonna buy more. I ain't gonna be scared because I already know what the view is, right? We already know what Trump and his administration want to do. That doesn't mean it's gonna happen right now. And you gotta understand this too. They will never, ever, ever make it easy for you, right? Think about, when was it? It was I think it was in January, or it may have been early February, when Trump had that meeting and he announced that about the $500 billion AI expansion, whatever. You really think that they're going to tell you that and then just let the stocks fly? No. They're going to tell you that. It's called buy the hype, sell the news. All right. And who does that benefit? That benefits the billionaires and mega millionaires that are already in. Okay. Because when you're buying the hype, you are their exit liquidity. Okay. And then when the stock sells down, it sells down from 153 or from 149. I think this was actually the day right here. It sells down from 159 all the way back down to 105. They say, it's starting to look good again. Let me start to dabble in a little bit. All right. They might send it down even lower. And guess what they're going to do? Let me buy a little bit more. And as soon as the max pain for the regular investor happens and they want to sell out, that's when they're going to send it. All right. It's a deal. Nothing changed about the company. The numbers are great. The outlook is still great. One day, it will slow down one day, right? As far as the sales and things of that nature. But by that time, you got to think that a organization like Nvidia will have some type of plan to continue to make money and keep growing. All right. Apple is something that I traded today, and I got in Apple like 5 minutes too early, right? So I got stopped out on Apple. I'll show you guys exactly where I got in at here, but Apple looks like it wants to come down. Where did I get in Apple at? Let me put this back on. There we go. Let me show you guys. I got stopped out on Apple today. And then it tanked right after it stopped me out. So I got in Apple right around here. Because I was looking forward to this retest of this daily level. I wanted to break down. So it started breaking down just a little bit. I had a super tight stop loss, right? Because I had already won on the day. I wasn't going to go negative. So I had a super tight stop loss and wanted to take it back down to the low of day and then get close to this key level. But, Apple pushed up a little bit and then ended up falling and then falling more, right? So this could have been a win, but, I just wanted to have a very tight stop. Even up here, it wasn't even a dollar stop. So this still would have been good, but it just wasn't what I was aiming for. So did get stopped on Apple, but everybody else seemed to make money on it. So I guess that's still a win. Still the win, I guess. But Apple looks like it can come down to 214. Apple is below the 200 MA. It's eventually going to have to go back up and retest it. I I would love to see what it does down here around that 214. If it doesn't hold 214, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen if we don't hold 214. Ain't gonna lie to you. It's gonna get very interesting. I'll say that. ACB, Boeing, Tesla. My baby Tesla, man. They've been trying to kill it. Um, they've been trying to kill Tesla. So Tesla filled this gap right here, right? So I was very, very glad to see that it held this gap for now. Now the problem is that it popped up super fast, right? So during the after hours a couple days ago, Tesla was actually down at 210, but it ended up opening at 226, and now it's at 248, and it's over 250 at this point in the after hours. So this kind of shows you just how volatile and how fast things can change. You talk about Tesla being at 210, and now it's back at 250. That's a $40 jump. All right. So I say that to say, when stocks are at a discount, don't wait, okay? Don't wait. That doesn't mean you have to go in with everything at one time. Never do that. But don't wait until thinking that this thing is just gonna fall all the way down here, right? Could it still fall down here? Yes. But don't wait on that, especially when stocks are already down so much. Look how much Tesla has fallen from the highs. Right? So from this high, Tesla had fallen, and it actually got down to 210 in pre-market. So I'm gonna put it around 210. 56% from highs, right? And that's just since December. That is a lot, okay? That's a lot. All right. Now, can Tesla keep falling? Yes. The next test for Tesla is going to be at 270, right? So 270, this is the old resistance right here that we wasn't able to cross. The only reason that we was able to pop above that is due to the election, right? So after the election, that is really what sparked our run. Okay. Now we do know that we've had news with Tesla as far as the EV sales in other countries and things of that nature. Here's what I'll say about that. If you follow Tesla at all, you will see that it seems, this is in my opinion, it seems to me that they're trying to get away from being known as a car company. All right. And it's been like that for a minute, but it's getting further and further away from that. All right. So I'm not really looking at the car sales a whole lot, because I feel like the business for Tesla hasn't even been tapped into yet. All right. So I'm going to say this. I did watch the Investor Day a few months ago, and I really liked it. It is weird. Okay. This is a weird one. The AI robots. That is a market that hasn't even been tapped into yet. All right. So what is that going to be like? We got to see. All ideas aren't great ideas, but we got to see. Because what's one thing that people would love to save? That's time. All right. Could you save some time with that? Yeah, you can. Now, how would it work out? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting. Something else that I really liked as a investor. I do like the idea of the Tesla buses. I do like that, right? And the reason that I like that is because I started thinking about it, and I'm like, if the Tesla buses become a thing and they're good, and this is speculation, all right? What happens if Tesla starts to get deals with like the NFL, the NBA, college teams? What if they start to get deals like that with those buses? What if they start to get deals within school systems for those buses? That's where some money is gonna start to come in. All right. So I'm kind of thinking ahead a little bit. You know, it's still speculation, but if I'm speculating about anything, it's gonna be about Tesla. I love Tesla. I'm sorry. Elon Musk, he on some weird stuff, man. But the company, I like the company itself. Elon Musk, maybe not so much, but I think he is very, I can't take it away from him. He's a genius, but he tripping with some stuff. All right, so that's Tesla, man. That's my thoughts on Tesla. So take that information what you will. I do have shares in Tesla, and I bought more, to be honest with you. I've been holding since early last year, like January, February. So I've been in for a long time. DIA, Amazon, right? So kind of the same here. Amazon at one point came down about 20%. Amazon is at a crucial spot here. You see I have it labeled here. I've been kind of looking at Amazon. So uh, this 200.5 level is crucial. Man, it's crucial. Okay, because this was a resistance here from July, resistance here, then turn day support, and now we have to see, will it be able to push above this, or will it become a resistance again? If this becomes a resistance again and we break down below 190, man, we break down below 190, I would say look out for 183 and then 180. 183, 180, and if we can't hold 180, looks like we'd be coming back down to like 171. All right, I would love to catch Amazon. I don't have any shares of Amazon. I would love to catch it down here. I haven't bought any Amazon yet. Haven't bought it yet. Google, another company that I would love to catch some shares on. I'm actually looking at buying some shares here very soon. But let me give you a setup right here. All right, so this is one of my favorite setups. People say buy the dip, but people don't tell you how to buy the dip. This is a setup to let you buy the dip right here. All right. Now, given that the market is super volatile, you may want to take less of these plays or don't go as heavy in them. But this is a setup nonetheless, right? So this is called bullish divergence. All right. So bullish divergence is when the stock price is making lower lows right here, but the RSI is making higher lows, just like this. Okay, so usually when this happens, the stock tends to push up. How far can this push up? It depends. I like to target the local highs, and then I like to also target levels, right? So at this point, around the local highs that I like to call local high here is about 176, but also notice that the 200 MA is right here at 175. So I think it could possibly push to 175, and you kind of got to see what it does there. But I do like Google. You do see a little bit of selling pressure on it the past couple days. So we got to see. If SPY gets that pop, I think Google is going to get that pop too. Meta. Meta has been a freight train, man. Just same thing as everything. It was kind of just retesting levels. The 200 is down here at 572. So you would kind of need the market to drop down to see what we do there. Snow is rejecting the 200 MA right here and has a huge gap all the way down here to 134, right? I love Snow, man. I like Snow. I'd love to catch him down there, but I don't think I would wait until down there. I'm looking to get a little something in Snow here soon, to be honest with you. And I'd love to see what they kind of do the rest of this year, right? Because at this point right here, they're right near the trend line, right? So they had the breakout right here. They came back and retested, but on earnings, they came back down, popped up, came back down again because of the overall weakness of the market. So kind of pushed it right back down into this trend line. So we got to see if this thing can get back above the 160s. So we got to see that for Snow. Microsoft has not been doing anything for a very long time right now. Feels like Microsoft hasn't done nothing in a couple years. But really, they've kind of just been consolidating since February or January of last year. So they've been coming down a bit. You're at prices that you haven't seen since the beginning of 2024, right? So if it's trickled down a little bit more, if it gets down to these 360s, you will be looking at prices that you haven't seen since 2023. So, yeah, under the 200 MA, you get a nice discount on it. DAL is getting destroyed. Airlines are a mess right now. I'm not going to lie to you. Airlines are a mess. You got MU. MU is just in this huge range. Easy play for MU. Every time it gets down here, take calls. It's going to pop. Every time it starts to get up here, take puts. It's going to drop it down, right? So just play the range on this one, right? Play the range on that. But you got to wait until it gets up there or down here. Riot and Mara not doing anything. Bitcoin is at 84K. Now, let me show you something else on Bitcoin. I would love to see Bitcoin down here, but I did not wait to start grabbing some crypto related stuff here. All right, so what I do see here is you do have some bullish divergence. That doesn't mean that it can't keep falling, but you do have some bullish divergence here for Bitcoin, but you do also have the 200 right there at 85K. So it's super volatile, man, but you do got to set up. Now look at MSTR. MSTR is something that I do have some of here, and kind of the same thing. Now MSTR is holding the 200 MA, so they're holding the 200 MA right here, and it has bullish divergence. So holding the 200 MA and has bullish divergence. This is a high probability setup. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a high probability setup to bounce. Will it bounce is to be seen. Now, would I play options on this? It's super expensive for options. I'm not gonna lie to you. So unless you are a big baller, I wouldn't touch it. A cheaper option could possibly be MSTU. So MSTU would be the 2 times leverage, which, you know, these are risky because you're gonna lose double the amount or you're gonna make double the amount. But, you know, same as that setup, it's just cheaper here. All right. Moving on. Let's see, where was we at? We was at Bitcoin. So we got Shopify. Shopify here came down to the 200. Not a setup to me. Coinbase, I don't really like it right now. Neo. You got Lyft. Lyft has been getting pushed down a little bit because of Uber. Uber is down to the 200 MA. So Uber had some trouble at this 81.9 level, which it has been struggling at for quite some time, over a year at this point. So kind of expect it to struggle there. I think Uber, I would love to see it come down. I would love to catch it down here, but I doubt that we'll get down there. So it's at the 200 MA, but it's gonna be interesting. PayPal is holding a level right here, right? So this level right here, this was a previous resistance, turned a support, and now it's trying to turn it into a support again, right? So if this holds, this could be a good spot for PayPal to give you a nice pop, all right? And you will notice the same with XYZ. So I actually did trade XYZ. I put this on the weekly watch list, and I actually traded it. I turned it into a day trade just because I didn't want to swing over CPI, all right? So I did turn this to a day trade. I think I ended up making, I only got one contract because I thought it was going to come down a little more. It was like $38 on one contract. So if I would have got, you know, regular size, and it would have been a little bit over 100. But, you know, a win is a win, I guess. We'll take it. But the setup is still literally perfect. The setup here, same thing that we're expecting on, you know, MSTR, Bitcoin, has bullish divergence. Stock price making lower lows, RSI making higher lows. And it has fallen, or it did fall, to a major support right here, okay? So a stock that has did that same exact thing and gave you a very nice pop was FSLR. If you guys remember, a week ago I was talking about FSLR getting down here at this support. I said watch out for it, and it gave a nice pop all the way up to 140, okay? So that was nice on FSLR if you was able to take advantage of that. Okay, let me think of some stocks that I don't have on my list here. Costco has been coming down, and Costco is near the 200 MA. They probably will touch it down here, which if it gets to the 200, I think this could be a nice dip by here. If you look right here, it's going to be coming back to a level 908. This was a support here, resistance here, okay? So you would be looking for it to get down here, but the important part about this, right? This is what you got to understand about high probability. I teach and trade using high probability setups, right? When it comes to the daily chart, what you want to see is bullish indications, right? You want to understand those candlesticks. It is important to understand what a bullish hammer is, what a bullish engulfing is, because that tells you a lot about what the buyers and sellers think, okay? If you see a bullish hammer or a bullish engulfing, that means that the buyers have stepped in heavily, okay? And it usually means that a stock is going to go up. For instance, as I was talking about that, look at this. Look at this bullish engulfing right here, right? Bullish engulfing, and what happened? The stock just absolutely ripped, okay? Absolutely ripped, all right? So we got to see what it does down here. What you would like to see down here is like a bullish hammer, bullish engulfing. That's what you would like to see. All right, so that's Costco. One that has been coming down as well. I'm so mad, man. I missed this. I missed this today. I charted this up last night, but I didn't send it. Target, man. Target. This was actually a descending triangle pattern right here that I missed. I'm so mad about that. But nonetheless, falling down to those lows of 2023 again, right? So could this get down here and bounce? Probably would. Definitely probably would. Would I trade it though? I don't know. Probably not. I'll probably leave it alone. Let's see. You said you got the PLTR in the chat. Yep. 3 touches. Yeah, I love 3 touch rule. All right. So kind of just got to see what kind of shapes out here. If you joined a little bit late, I kind of went over SPY and QQQ early. Pretty much the SPY, you got 2 levels. You got 565 and 552. All right, and I'll kind of reiterate this one more time. You asked for this, okay? You asked for the dip. You got a dip. Have you guys bought anything on this dip? Let me know in the comments if you guys have bought anything on this dip and what did you buy. Let me know if you bought anything. Have you guys bought anything on this dip? I guarantee you some of you are probably one of the ones that were saying, oh, if it gets down again, I'm going to do this. It's here. So what you going to do about it? It's here. What are you going to do? All right. Sophie is one that or SoFi, however you call it. It's one that I've been watching too. Let me just clear this whole chart here. SoFi has gotten down to $11 and $12. All right. So at the 200 MA and retesting some previous levels down here, this could be a nice dip buy. Could it come lower? I think it could. You probably could catch it around 9 eventually. I think so. But I do like SoFi long term. I like what they do with the fintech space. I like SoFi. Let's see. The SoundHound. I did pull this up earlier. Now, I do like this from a technical standpoint. This is called a falling wedge pattern. A falling wedge is basically when it looks like a bull flag, but it kind of is the falling wedge is just it goes down too far, right? So a falling wedge is when you have a really wide base up here and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And eventually you're looking for it to pop, okay? So with this on SoundHound, you do have bullish divergence and you're at the 200 MA. All right, so you do have bullish divergence and you're at the 200 MA for SoundHound. So if this thing, starts to break out above 10, 11 bucks, it could go. I'm not gonna lie. It could go. Definitely could go. Say you planning to get on Friday? Okay. Say been dabbling in selling, put some stocks I want to get in. Oh yeah. Sophie, yep. Sophie's the one that I'm looking at too. If it comes lower, if it gets down to like $10, $9, I'll probably look for a long term call on them. SMCI, I haven't looked at SMCI. Let me see what that looks like. SMCI is back at 42. All right, so they back at $42. Okay, kind of just chopping along here. Got to get back above 50. Let's see what Intel looks like. Intel had some news overnight, I believe. They had some type of news. They popped here. Let me see Dell. What does Dell look like? I see I got a lot of stuff for Dale. I got so much stuff here I don't even trade them. Alright, so Dale trying to pop a little bit here. Kind of started trying to get down to this support. So I definitely missed that play. I missed that one. Dang. Yeah, I missed that. Okay. Let's see. Hood. We did trade Robinhood today too. End up winning on Robinhood. Initially, I wanted to trade Robinhood to the upside. That's what I wanted to do initially. So what we did here, I wanted to trade it initially to the upside, but I was like, with VIX above 20, you're a lot more likely to get volatility, right? So this is a gem too, right? I'll give you a lot of gems tonight. When the VIX is above 20, chart patterns are not as good because there's a lot of volatility, right? So what works best when it's super volatile is playing your basic support and resistance. I told them, the group on the live trading, because we live traded this morning, I said, hey, if it gets up here and it rejects, we're going to take puts because it's going to come down, right? And it ended up rejecting, and we took puts and made 25% on it, right? Some people might have made a little more. All right, so it ended up rejecting, coming down, rejecting again. On the intraday support, it came down more. Actually was out by the time it came rejected here, but yeah. Then it came up again, and looks like it rejected that same level twice. So could have had another trade on it if I was paying attention to it. But yeah, from the daily chart, I know a lot of people have been liking Hood the past few months or whatever. So it looks like Hood, if you like it, this is kind of where you get you a little discount. It's kind of just falling back inside of that little range that it was in before it broke out. Right? So all the way up in here. Kind of just falling back in there. Kind of exactly where you want it. All right. Now, something else that I've been looking at too is Kava. I've been looking at Kava. I'm not going to lie. Kava looks nice. I would love to catch it in the low 70s though. I love to catch Kava in the low 70s. That's one that I want. I want it, but I want it in low 70s. CMG is another one that I want. Chipotle. I want Chipotle, but I want Chipotle down at 46, 47, right around there. Because what is that? This would be the retest of the last breakout, right? So we haven't retested in a year, right? So it's about patience, man. You gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. All right? But besides that, y'all, ain't really a whole lot, man. The biggest thing is this is what I've been telling people, right? You don't have to trade every day, right? You don't have to trade all the time. All times are not good to be trading, so to say, right? We've had a lot of volatility. You may notice that options are a lot more expensive. Options are a lot more expensive right now because it's super volatile. So when you're having huge moves like this, the option contracts are going to be more expensive because the moves are a lot bigger. You may notice on SPY, your contracts on SPY, if you trade weeklies, right? So let's say you trade Friday expirations. Let's say you might usually be able to get an in the money call or in the money put for like 200, 300. All right, now it's going to cost you 500, 600, right? It's because we got a lot more volatility, okay? So understand that when volatility is high, contract prices are going to be expensive. So what it can bring down, what can bring down those contract prices? Well, you got to start consolidating. You got to stop having those $10, $15 moves every day. All right. So you get a few more days of consolidation, you'll get some some better price contracts. So you might want to hope for some more consolidation. All right. But main thing is, man, you ask for this, you got it. All right. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got to take advantage of it. I don't care if you buy one stock, do something, but always keep buying. And this is really, I'm talking to myself right now because in 2020, I didn't hardly buy nothing long term, right? I was so focused on trading options. I was so focused on trying to get rich quick, trying to trade options. I didn't even realize if I just keep compounding money into the good companies, I'll be better off long term anyway. right? Because I think about stocks like Apple, stocks like Nvidia, that have split at this point. Imagine if I would have been putting money into Apple and Nvidia, and they were split, I would have 5 times the shares, 10 times the shares of what I would have had now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hard on this because I've been through this before. All right, I've been doing it since 2019. I'm telling y'all, the market's gonna go back to all-time highs. Does it mean it's gonna do it this week? No. Does it mean it's gonna do it this month? No. Will it do it this year? I don't know. But what I will tell you is that there is gonna be a day where it's gonna be back at highs, and you're gonna say, "I wish, I wish, I wish." But guess what? RJ won't be a part of that list with you. All right. RJ learned his lesson in 2020 and in 2022. I'm not letting myself miss it this time. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed this, man. We went over a lot of charts. We was just talking a whole lot. If you guys want to tap into my Instagram, I have over 600 videos of free trading content. I'm gonna put the description in the bio here. You can join the free trading community, or if you want to come trade with me in my personal community, you can do that as well. All of that will be linked in the description. Make sure you subscribe to this. If you came late or anything like that, the replay will be saved, so you can just come back to this and watch the beginning of it. We were just talking, thinking about mindset things. So I appreciate y'all hopping on. I hope this was helpful. If this was helpful, the best thing I can ask you to do is if you could take a screenshot of this, post this on your Instagram, whatever, and tag my Instagram page in and let me know that you liked it. All right, so that's all I ask for you. Everybody trade safe. Make sure you building those shares. Keep compounding. Let's keep getting this money, man. 2025 just started. This is going to be the best year ever for us. We're going to keep going, man. So I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all soon.